What's up, guys? Elijah Scheidler here with more insights from life. I don't know if you guys know much about the profession of real estate, but it seems to be a practice of managing constant interruptions. You're working on a deal, you're working on some marketing, and you get a phone call, you gotta take it. In our line of work, with 1,000 some other agents in the valley, if you ignore a call, they're most likely not going to call back, and you have one opportunity. So whatever you're working on, whenever your phone rings, it's just kind of, you're at the bequest of your phone to answer it whenever it rings. So this morning I had a super interesting experience twice, back to back. It was super interesting. I went to our bank this morning to deposit a check, and while I was filling it all out, my phone rang, and it wasn't in my contacts, but I don't know, the stupid telemarketers, golly whiz, they are so annoying. So numbers that I don't have in my phone, I'm a little hesitant to answer, but I gotta answer it anyway. And so this time I was like, nope, I gotta get this money in the bank. Not gonna risk taking this call. This is important. I need to get on with my day. If it's important, they'll leave a message. While I was filling out the deposit slip, I got a notification, you have a new voicemail message. Like, oh wow, well it was an actual call. While I was driving away, I threw on my headset and listened to my voicemail, and hello, Elijah, we're contacting you about your federal student loans. No, you're not. No, you're not. I paid for college with cash, fool. Get off my voicemail. I was so frustrated, robbed my time. So I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't take that call. Glad I didn't waste the time. So then I went to a second bank. I manage a property for a friend, and so I was putting some of his rent monies into his checking account. And while I was waiting in line, I got a call from an unknown number. Stepped out of line to take the call, and it was a telemarketer trying to sell me a product for generating leads online. I have a hard time not being curt with telemarketers like that. I really struggle trying to maintain gentleness and love. But I said to him, Ross, I really appreciate the call, but I'm not interested. I want to save your time and mine and just ask that you have a good day. He persisted, and I was like, Ross, I'm telling you, have a good day. Thank you so much for calling. I'm not interested. And then I hung up on him. So then once I got back out to my car, I was like, man, 2 experiences in a row where I'm trying to put money into a savings account, and I am getting distracted by these interruptions of people trying to interrupt my deposits. Jesus, what do you have for me in that? And don't you know, he had something. I don't know if you're very familiar with the book of Song of Songs. There's not very many people that are, but it's one of my favorite books of the Bible. At the end of chapter 2, the bridegroom says to the bride, catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin the vineyards, are vineyards that are in bloom. That verse just jumped out to me as I asked Jesus what he had for me in my experiences with the deposits. And in the context of Song of Songs, he's saying there are these little foxes, these clever, deceptive little animals that are running into the vineyard, the place of our fruitfulness, that are stealing the grapes and ruining our vineyard, robbing us of the blessing of fruitfulness. So his admonition to the bride, the bridegroom to the bride, is catch the little foxes that are ruining our vineyards and stealing our fruit. Stand guard, catch them, and then maybe like Samson, I'm making this up, this is just for me, in the moment, and then like Samson, set fire to their tails and just send them off through a romp through the desert. Get out of here and stop stealing my fruit. I was feeling a little angsty, if you couldn't tell. So what stood out to me in that was, what is it through my day that darkness is attempting to rob me of fruit that Christ has meant for me to bear? In abiding with Christ, how is my clever, deceptive, sly enemy trying to slip into areas where I'm proactively making deposits into an account that is going to be safeguarded and that's going to multiply in interest? How is the enemy of my soul attempting to break in on that moment and interrupt me from depositing that treasure? That was a good thought. The other thought that came to mind was that Paul admonishes us to take captive every thought and make it obedient Make it a bond slave to Christ. So throughout my day, my encouragement, my admonition from that then was that as I am going about my day, to invest my thoughts, invest my life in Christ, to not allow the thoughts of the world to sneak in and to rob me of fruit, and especially at moments where my mind and my heart start turning towards Christ or the power of His Spirit, and I start making movement, start writing the check in the moment of doing that, and then all of a sudden my phone rings, or I'm tempted by a lustful thought, or I'm tempted to lie, or someone cuts me off in traffic and then I get angry. Whatever it is that comes in to rob that fruit, that I would take that thing captive, set its tail on fire, and send it out through a lap through dry and arid places. You don't get access to me, and you're not robbing my fruit. So there you go, my friends. Hopefully that can encourage you during your day. Whatever you're going about today, whether parenting or working in the marketplace or having a day off, whatever it is, invest your life in Christ and see it safeguarded by the Spirit. Be vigilant at the gates of your mind and your heart, and as darkness comes in to try to steal those deposits into Christ, the safe deposits, I pray that you would take them captive, make those thoughts captive to Christ. Love you guys lots, blessings on your day, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.